In midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack.
The CEO of UnitedHealthcare was fatally shot in what police said appears to be a premeditated, pre-planned targeted attack outside the New York Hilton hotel in midtown Manhattan on Wednesday morning. The brazen shooting has sent shockwaves across the city. A furious manhunt was underway in Manhattan to apprehend the shooter. Head of America's largest health insurers, Brian Thompson, who was 50 years old, was shot down by a masked shooter while he was on his way to speak at UnitedHealth Group's investor conference. As Thompson approached one of the entrances to the New York Hilton Midtown around 6:45 a.m., the gunman approached him from behind and fired multiple rounds, as per the police. Brian Thompson spent nearly 2 decades climbing through the ranks at UnitedHealthcare. Thompson had been the chief executive of the insurance division since 2021. Under him, the division reported $281 billion in revenues last year. United Insurance, as one of America's largest insurance providers, covered millions of Americans through its health plans.
In midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. The victim was in New York City to speak at an investor conference. It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds, striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. The suspect fled, first on foot, then on an e-bike, and was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive early this morning. The victim was removed to Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced.
Thompson was shot outside the venue of an investor meeting by a lone shooter, who was wearing a hooded jacket and a face mask to hide his identity. The shooter struck Thompson at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. As per police, it appeared the gunman was lying in wait for several minutes. Security video shows Thompson, dressed in a blue suit, walking down the fairly quiet street. The gunman approaches him from behind and opens fire. It shows Thompson stumbling forward as a bystander ran to safety after the first shot was fired. The gunman didn't stop. The continued firing seconds later resulted in Thompson falling to the ground. As per Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny, the shooter arrived at the scene about 5 minutes before the shooting and fired at Thompson's back. After Thompson fell, the shooter walked toward Thompson and continued to shoot. As per reports, it appeared that the shooter's gun malfunctioned. The shooter cleared the jammed gun and started shooting again. 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings were found at the scene. As per the Chief of Detectives, the shooting appears to have been a targeted attack.
The full investigative efforts of the New York City Police Department are well underway, and we will not rest until we identify and apprehend the shooter in this case. The women and men of the NYPD take enormous pride in the work that they do each day and each night to drive down crime and violence in our city. Right now, we are asking the public for your help. If you have any information about this case, call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. We have increased the reward in this case to $10,000.
As per the police, the motive for this murder is currently unknown. But prima facie, police said, it does appear the victim was specifically targeted. Thompson, who lives in Minnesota, was pronounced dead at Mount Sinai West. His wife, Paulette Thompson, told news outlets he had been receiving threats. As per the police, the gunman was wearing a black hoodie and black pants and carrying a gray backpack. The firearm he used appeared to have a silencer attached. As per the city police commissioner, Jessica Tisch, the police is searching for the attacker by following available clues. As per investigators, the gunman had fled the scene using an electric city bike and was spotted later in the vast park in central Manhattan. As per New York Times, the assailant had been inside a nearby Starbucks before the shooting. The surveillance images released by the shop show a white man in a dark hooded coat with a dark mask covering his mouth and nose. The shooter seemed to have arrived at the scene at least 10 minutes beforehand. A cell phone recovered from the scene of crime, police said had investigative value, is being checked forensically to see if it is connected to the shooter.
Where at 6:48 a.m., we have the shooter riding this bike into Central Park at Center Drive. At the scene, we recover 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings. The motive specifically targeted, but at this point we do not know why. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. We are seeking information from the public to help identify the shooter. As the Commissioner said, we have upped the reward up to $10,000 for information. You're urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. All information will be kept anonymous. He leaves the hotel dressed like he's going to be attending the conference. We're working with his co-workers and other people that he planned on attending the conference with to get that information. But as of right now, he's in charge of the conference, so we believe he was getting there to help set up. We're still tracking video. The last we see with him on that bike is in Central Park.
Is there a way to track that bike?
There are GPSs on those bikes. We'll be working with the company. We're working through that cell phone. Obviously, we'll be processing it forensically. And as far as words being exchanged, we do not have audio of the incident. We only have the regular video.
But nothing from witnesses?
Nothing. Well, there was one witness standing right next to the victim when he was shot. We're still trying to identify that victim. Excuse me, that witness. Like I said, we're reaching out to law enforcement in Minnesota. As far as who is he in the hotel with, we're doing a search warrant in his hotel room right now. That might lead us, give us some more information.
In a statement, UnitedHealth Group said the company was deeply saddened and shocked by Mr. Thompson's death. Our hearts go out to Brian's family and all who were close to him. UnitedHealth Group, the parent company, was holding its annual investor conference on Wednesday morning in New York City, but abruptly ended it because of a very serious medical situation with a team member. Brian was a highly respected colleague and friend to all who worked with him, it said. Our hearts go out to Brian's family and all who were close to him. Thompson was named CEO of UnitedHealthcare in April 2021, according to his biography page. He joined UnitedHealth Group in 2004. He was previously the CEO of UnitedHealthcare's government programs, including Medicare and Retirement and Community and State. He was also the CEO of UnitedHealthcare Medicare and Retirement.